Hey guys, welcome to the 51st Animated Girls Profile Confidential. Yes. And here, as you can see, we are looking at Judy Hopps from the 2016 Disney hit, Academy Award-winning Disney hit, Zootopia. Now, I haven't really watched Zootopia that much, but I've seen enough and read up on it enough to kind of get the understanding of who Judy is. Now, yes, I do own the movie. In fact, I bought the freaking movie last year when it came out. And yes, I do have the soundtrack, and yes, I do have it on my Netflix queue to watch whenever I want, and wherever I want. However, here's the thing about Judy. Judy had always had this dream of being part of the ZPD, the Zootopia Police Department, since she was a kid. When she finally gets her chance and to go there, she finds out that, well, she's not really looked upon as potential police material, like on the field, take action kind of deal. No. Heck, even her parents, even though they are behind her dream, feel that she's not suited for, real action or being on the field, being in danger kind of thing. So even though Judy does overcome the odds and earn her badge and earn a place on the police force, she doesn't exactly get what she really wants. Yes, she's part of the police force. Yes, she has her own place to live in. But here's the thing. Her dream turns out to be not exactly what she envisioned it would be, because instead of being a full-fledged cop, driving a police car, stopping bad guys, stuff like that, she ends up being nothing more than a meter maid. Now, true, she does try to stop a weasel from something. I can't think of what she stops him from stealing something. She tries to stop him and pursue him, but that doesn't go over well with her chief of police. Heck, she even volunteered, and you want to know how far? And you know how much she's looked down upon in this movie by her fellow chief of police? By her boss, if you will? She's looked down to the point that when she agrees to find the missing husband, and I thought at first it was her son, but it's actually the missing husband of an otter. Missing husband, when she volunteers to find the husband of a missing otter, the moment the chief lets the female otter, I can't think of her name right now, escorts her out the door, he shuts the door, he turns around to Judy and says she's fired because of what she volunteered to do. And Judy basically justifiably says, hey, I'm trying to do the right thing. And he basically the chief isn't happy with it, and as he gets ready to tell her, hey, you're going to go out there, you're going to tell this female otter, you're not taking the case, That's kind of cruel, right? But instead, as soon as he opens it up, he encounters the mayor's assistant, finding out from the female otter that Judy's going to take the case, and really kind of blows up in the chief's face. It's like he has no choice but to say, okay, you want this? Fine. You blow it once, you're done. So yeah, basically Judy has to overcome discrimination, because everybody looks down at her and what they're known as prey, as weak, as not capable of handling themselves. And Judy becomes the central point of the story, where she has to basically show that yes, we may be prey, but we can't let that we cannot let that define us. We cannot let that define who we are or what we can do. We have to accept each other for who we are. We have to give each other an opportunity to prove what people believe sometimes is not always true. This is a fact that's thrown at us at the end with the villain twist as to who we find out who the villain is. Who's behind a situation where a lot of the prey and even the predators themselves are all going savage for no reason. And like I said, it's at the end where we find out who the villain is, and what the villain's motive is, that Judy even agrees that, hey, look, I'm Prey, I understand that, but I'm not willing to do this. I'm not willing to basically cause some kind of civil war, or not trying to frame our so-called predators for something they didn't do. So to me, Judy basically shows that it doesn't matter if you're looked at as a predator or a prey. If you can give each other a chance and basically work together and see that you have more to give than what people think you have, then you can make something of yourself. And Judy, basically being the center point of the story, proves that. She proves that in the end. She proves that by basically getting Nick to trust her. You get Nick Wilde to trust her, and basically getting our villain to admit that they're the reason, that they're behind the whole Savage thing, that they're the ones behind the whole, the whole Savage thing, in framing certain predators for things they didn't do. So, to me, that's what Judy did in Zootopia. She represented basically overcoming discrimination and showing that you don't have to be despite who your species is, despite what your species is, you can't judge a book by its cover. That's basically what her role was here. Overcoming the discrimination by saying, hey, look, don't judge a book by its cover. Just because someone's looked at as a predator or a prey doesn't mean they are. It doesn't mean doesn't mean they can't work together, be friends together. She basically is Judy Hopps is a game changer in the film. And I will say this, I am glad Disney did a film like this and put a female protagonist like her, a non-princess, if you will, at the forefront as being the one that has to overcome the odds, because that's exactly what she does in the film. And I think that's why a lot of people related to it. That's why it got over. It's the fact that you didn't rely on someone being a princess or a potential princess to overcome the odds, to make a difference. Instead, you had a regular, everyday character who had aspirations of being something more, of being something that she believed could help change things, help make things better. And despite the discrimination and people looking at her as something that she wasn't, she was able to prove everybody wrong and able to prove the point that you don't need to be looked at as something that people fear you as. You just got to show them that you're more than what people think you are. And again, I'm glad Disney did this. And I'm glad they did it. And hopefully Disney will do more. If they do a Zootopia series, I want to see them do more central. Here's the thing, if Disney does a Zootopia television series, I want them to do a lot more Judy-centric episodes like this. I want them to make episodes that are centric to Judy going through these things, or at least having Judy associate with other characters like Gazelle or whoever else they introduce into the franchise. If they do a show or a sequel, that basically they can overcome the differences, that they can overcome the same differences that were looked down upon her when she first came on to the police force, when she first came to Zootopia. So, overall, that's really all I can say about Judy. I mean, I haven't really watched the movie that much, but I've watched just a few clips here and there. I've read up on it enough to know, hey, this is a character people can relate to, that they can understand, and they can get behind and root for. And really, that's all I can say. So, that's basically going to do it for this 51st edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like, and I'll talk to y'all later.